A woman lightly turned the cover of her wedding dress placed in the living room. But as soon as it turned, the wall in front slowly began to open. Inside was a hidden secret room, filled with all kinds of things. Tears welled up in her eyes because she had never imagined, even in her dreams, that the husband who lived with her so lovingly could be hiding another woman in his house. Years ago, when her husband was just a small, unknown painter, she had used her family connections to open his gallery, arrange exhibitions, and make him famous. In the 7 years they spent together, they lived like a perfect couple, an example for everyone. She had thought this happiness would last forever. But that day in the bathroom, she found something she had never seen before, an undergarment so large in size that it could not possibly belong to her. Anger rose, and she immediately questioned her husband. At first, he acted confused, then went to the bathroom, looked, and for a moment seemed startled. But he quickly controlled his reaction and said it was an anniversary gift for her, probably delivered in the wrong size by mistake. He added some emotional drama, kneeling on the ground and swearing that if he ever cheated, the consequences would be dire. Falling for his sweet words, she erased the suspicion from her heart. The next morning, while at the breakfast table, an old friend suddenly appeared. As always, without making a sound or the noise of a door opening, she came straight inside. She was carrying an expensive designer bag. The woman felt suspicious, knowing her friend's salary could never afford something like that. But for the sake of dignity, she asked nothing. As soon as breakfast ended, her husband said an important client was coming to the gallery today and he might be late. The friend said she was going to the market and left in the car with him. While tidying up clothes at home, she noticed her husband's important file had been left behind. Thinking work might be affected, she hurried to the gallery. But when she arrived, the gallery was closed, with a closed sign hanging on the door. Calling an employee, she learned the gallery had been shut for the past 2 days and no client was expected. She was just about to call her husband when she saw him in the parking lot with the same friend carrying that same designer bag. Her heart shattered. The husband and the friend had been deceiving her for years and she never knew. That night, returning home with a broken heart, she saw red marks on her son's face. The child had been an allergy patient since childhood and she had never allowed him to eat food from strangers. But what he said next made her blood run cold. Her husband himself had brought breakfast to him in bed that morning. And today, while he was at work, the boy had been at home with the friend on his father's request. The story stopped there. Every face, every word was now opening the door to a new truth.